The 72 Entertainment Group Podcast Network presents.
Boom. Those are the most talkative individual, and they want to get close and give you the inside scoop too. You're like, dog.
Yeah, just call me later, bro.
I think people with halitosis should be ventriloquists.
Yeah, man.
Let somebody else do the talking for you. Just keep that under your breath.
Hell yeah, please.
Perfect.
All right. It is time.
That shit candle is no good, man. Nobody
Social media ventriloquist.
Exactly.
I guess this is what we normally gonna do now. I say all right, and then we just gonna keep talking about whatever we talking about when I'm trying to do the intro.
Man, all right, dude.
Gotta hit some music or something.
The music, you know what I mean? The music plays because everybody over here talking over it. So, but anyway, it is time for Always Into Something. I hope everybody had a great 4th. We will discuss it. And of course, I am MMB coming to you from the Leo Pope Studios in beautiful Henderson, Nevada. And I am here with my brothers, my partners in crime. Mod to God, what we got?
Mod to God. Yeah, I'm here once again. Thank you guys for tuning in. From Inglewood, California, here to discuss some topics, have a couple laughs, or a couple thoughts.
All right, there we go. M Parks, what you got?
What up, though? Coming to you live from my apartment in the garage, doing what I do. And you know what? Real talk. And we can maybe address this later, but 1/4 of a double drop kick to all the listeners for the show because all my endings get cut off. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish y'all real quick right now off rip before my stuff get cut off later in the show. I'm learning.
Okay, look, it was fixed and it was re-uploaded. Calm down. Anyway,
1/4 of a double drop kick. It's over.
Okay, got you. I got you. I got you with the iron claw. Anyway, so no shame. Last but not least. What's up?
Man, nothing much, man. Chicken butts and all that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hear my son coming in here bugging me and bothering me. But that's it, man. Just keeping my breath to myself and not contaminating my breath in nobody else's face.
Yeah. So
being smart.
Exactly. So, I mean, you know, it's
dude.
It's been ridiculous. We've seen a surge in COVID cases, and people are saying, "Oh, it's because we're testing more. It's a good thing," and blah 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 blah. No, it's not really a good thing. We need to be adhering to these social distancing and making sure that we are protecting ourselves and wearing masks and things like that, and staying in the house if we feel sick. People aren't doing that. People just wanted to just jump right back into doing what we normally do because of America. So we're starting to see the ramifications of this, and it's starting to. I mean, because I was on the fence. Like I don't get me wrong. I do not like wearing a mask, but I do not like being sick, and I do not like having to stay in the house because people don't know how to wash their damn hands and take care of stuff. We just got through a shutdown. The strip is partially open out here in Vegas. How is it out there? I know we just kind of discussed it off line a little bit, but how is it out there in L.A., Ahmad?
Right now, we have things open, but with limited access. So, you can go in a restaurant and order food and sit down and be served, but you're going to have to sit like on an outside patio or somewhere in the open air. I see people at restaurants wearing, the servers, they're wearing the face mask, they're wearing the mask, and they're using paper goods to serve people on versus like normal dishes. I've seen that done in certain spots I've been to. But we don't have a lot of entertainment options open. We have the drive-ins. They're popping up now. They're starting to do pop-up drive-in parking lots in areas around the city with large parking lots. They're turning it into a drive-in and playing a movie. So they're also going to do the same thing at the Rose Bowl. They're going to turn that into a drive-in type of fiasco. So, give people some entertainment options while, social distancing at the time. So the beaches are open. Other than that, just anything in the travel industry is pretty open. But other than that, really not much else open. The gyms are open. I did go to the gym this week. They got 24-hour fitness. They have a setup where you have to make an appointment before you go, and you could only be in there an hour. And every hour they empty it out and clean the whole gym. Only like 15 or 20 people in this 3-story gym at a time. And then the community areas are closed, like the pool, the sauna, and stuff like that. We're kind of running at at 50%. So a lot of stuff open, it's a lot of stuff closed. Like I said earlier, it's a lot of the stuff that's open you don't have full access to. Even the 24-hour fitness, they're not open 24 hours anymore. Just the way they got it set up, it feels like you're not getting the bang for your buck. I feel like you guys need to be reducing my monthly fees if I have limited access.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely. My gym out here, they were like, yeah, it's usually 24 hours, and they were like, yeah, we're open from 4 to 10. And I'm like,
right.
I don't like that. I mean,
Right.
I pay a lot of money for that damn gym, so I feel you on that one. Now, No Shame, you a little bit further up. Have you noticed anything different?
Nah, just little stuff similar to what Ahmad's saying. People taking it serious and putting on a mask and using just proper protocol and handling people's food and stuff. Just being extra careful, man. But then you get those motherfuckers who always want to run their own show, and it's like, homie, fuck your show, man. Let's get this thing situated. But yeah, I mean, you got the mask, the screen protectors, everything. They're wiping everything down once you use it.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, it's creating jobs too, because all that wipe down to be really consistent, yeah, you got to have the manpower to do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that definitely. Now, Parks, you're all the way on the other side, where where you were banished. So
they didn't kick me out the village like Brady Smurf, man. I can be where I want to be. Man, I've been trying to stay indoors. Honestly, I might go to the store, grab some food, but I really don't like being out, man. It's just with everything that's going on with COVID and the state of the world in terms of race relations and officers, and I'm really working hard to be in and out as if it's a robbery. They are opening up more places to eat. They were going to open the gyms, but they kept them closed. The places that are open are mostly outside seating and things of that nature, or very few of the tables are open on the inside. And they are also closing down streets so that in downtown areas of like Ann Arbor, you can park elsewhere, and then the businesses have the street to use in order to be able to feed their vendors as well. So, maybe I can't go up and down Main Street in terms of driving, but I can park on an off or side street, walk there, and eat like that. I just still don't really trust it myself. So I'm out of the way.
Oh, okay. And here,
but our numbers are getting better.
Yeah, our numbers are not here in Vegas.
Well, that and the numbers seem to be getting better, but when I look online or even in my neighborhood, folks are having gigs. I mean, they are barbecuing and fireworks or birthday party or graduation party. And so it's odd because in my household, we're taking it way more serious than other people who are having good old get-togethers, and you're trying to keep mosquitoes out by having a tent, but y'all in there trapped in a COVID wave. So, which one is more important?
Yeah. So I spent 4th of July at my beautiful, talented sister's house. I was badgered into saying that, but no, I spent time with my nephews, and it was real cool. It was just us at the house. We were socially distant, but we still had a good time, and it was cool. But I'm seeing people just like, oh, everything's open, or things are opening up. Let's just party like it's 1999. Let's just chill. Let's just do whatever we're normally doing, and that's not the case. I still see masks and things being worn because it's mandated now. It wasn't at first, but now it's mandated. But the difference is people don't understand. Like you have to. Let's get past this part, and then we can get back to being normal. They just wanted to jump. They just wanted to fast forward and be like, no, it's open. Let's just act like we were before. No, we can't do that right now. And that's been the issue. Like, Vegas, they're serving our beers in plastic cups, our drinks in plastic cups. You get a plastic, utensil when you're going to go order some food. It's crazy. It's crazy, but. Except at the Wynn. The Wynn, I was at the Wynn Casino or at the Encore. They got a system set up where, you walk in, you only have limited entrances. So you can't just come in wherever you want. You got to go through the doors. They have certain places shut off. And they have thermal scanners now. So they can see your temperature when you come through. Just like at Apple, I went to go get a gift from my mom, and the dude, they have a line set up. You have your stanchions. You got to wait. They got 3 security guards and a medic there. And before you can get to the Apple store, they ask you the questions. Do you have any symptoms? Have you been around anybody that has any symptoms? Blah 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 blah. And then they take your temperature with the little gun there, and before you can walk into the Apple store. And I was like, okay, and
do the same thing here.
Yeah, to No Shame's credit, that's creating jobs because they didn't have that shit before. So people out here really doing trying to prevent the spread, and some companies are. Not all of them are doing that. But it is what it is. I personally am, because at first I've come around. At first I was like, this is BS, blah blah blah. Oh, and at the Wynn they also have plexiglass on all of the tables. So when you're playing, there's you're in your own individual little bubble. It's kind of weird, but it's just on the table. But you know what I mean. It's a partition, so you're not if somebody's right next to you, then you're going to see a glass in front of you before you're not going to be touching them or breathing their air or whatever. It's kind of interesting, and I just wish I had put money in plexiglass because that shit is everywhere now. Everywhere look like the bank in the hood. They all the plexiglass up everywhere.
The Chinese bugs in the liquor stores.
Exactly.
Yeah. I kind of feel like America's not doing enough, especially in regards to what they're doing, like in the Caribbean, and how their numbers look down there, and what they put you through when you visit there, and just what they put you through when you go to the store there. We could be doing that in America. I don't think America's going hard enough. And then a combination of people not taking it serious enough. That's what's keeping us in these numbers going up and down. They're doing a lot down there. They they're taking the temperature and all that. And when you drive in a parking lot, they're asking you what your business is, and they're asking you all the COVID questions. They have an app where they can actually where the entire country can download the app and track the numbers. And then if you go anywhere to any location and anybody flags you as having symptoms, you're going on the app, and it comes with a GPS. They know where you are. know how you have symptoms, and then they constantly tell you what to do if you have it. If you don't have it, practices to continue to practice with. You drive around the city, you're probably gonna take, before you get back home, you're probably gonna take 2 or 3 tests, sanitizing people down.
Damn.
Like, take it extremely serious down there.
Damn, that's good.
We only had 10 deaths all year from COVID. So America is very lax about it, and that doesn't make a lot of people serious. So you got a lot of people that are bullshitting around with it.
So this is a part. I mean, this was not. I don't want to go into that kind of rhetoric, but it's a part of the leadership. It's a part of the current
leadership
administration, and their lack of I don't know. I mean, look, they didn't handle this correctly. It wasn't handled properly, and we all see that now. And everybody, Florida is big. It's coming up a big hot spot. People now I'm trying to think. Arizona is becoming a big hot spot now, when they weren't before. But you notice that those two are really big into these conservative views. I'm not saying everybody, but those are red states. And when you have a person that's in the office that's telling you that, oh, blah, 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 this is not that bad, it's this, we could do that. You don't know. You really don't know. So, and you, time and time again, this person has been proven that he has no idea what he's doing, but people follow him. People are listening, and they think that it's cool. But again, I don't want to get into that at this point, because I'll go on a whole rant and tirade, and it's not going to be pleasant. Anyway.
Well, the good thing that we can look forward to is that quite possibly, like Herbert Bush, Kanye, the person you're alluding to's son, may run for office in 2020 and, keep hope alive in that arena.
Kanye.
Like George Bush Sr. and George Bush Jr. and George Bush Jr. Now we have number 45, and then we'll have Kanye. I think this could be something special.
I would rather have Lou Ferrigno. Lou Ferrigno never expressed any aspirations of being president. I'd just rather have Lou Ferrigno as president. He is a very nice man who can also kick some ass, and
At the point, I'd rather have Nikita Koloff.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, Kanye West running for president as an independent is, he
Just
might
designed
have
to take votes.
Ooh.
What's that? I didn't hear that.
It's designed to take away votes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I mean, if Kanye runs, he doesn't have a chance to win, but the votes that he may accumulate, if he gets any, if he runs under his father's platform as a Republican, then people may not vote for the Republicans. But if he runs under his father's platform and he has some voters who are fans of his who may have been Democrats in the past, then the vote that Biden might get might be utilized on Kanye, thus causing Biden not to get the votes that might be necessary for him to beat Trump. But then again, votes count until you have an electoral college, which might, whoopsie, your vote didn't really count because the electoral college said, nah, even if you voted for a person who won by millions of votes, we still want this guy.
That makes sense.
Exactly.
I heard at this point in time in the year that he is ineligible on being added to voting polls in about 6 or 7 different states. I don't know how true that is, but I read that.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I read.
I mean,
Whether he's ineligible because it's past the cutoff time, they can't add him to the actual voting polls around 6 different states because it's already July.
But the COVID thing has shut down a lot of stuff, so they might be able to petition like, well, I wasn't able to do this because of COVID and blah blah blah. He might be able to get in there.
Let's see. It'll be interesting.
It would be devastating. Let's just be real. Kanye West, and look. I mean, what was the last album that I really enjoyed from Kanye West? I think it was on The Graduate, or was it the Graduation? I think that was the album. And after that, he started going on and doing his stuff, and slavery was, whatever he said about slavery, and I think he lost a lot of people. But we'll see, because.
But he gained Jesus, so.
But not like our listeners.
Moreover, gain Jesus is the ideal, right?
Our listeners are intelligent, are an intelligent bunch of people. So, unlike our listeners, there are people out there that are like, oh, they'll fall for it. He's married to and has kids with a celebrity who became famous for a sex tape with Ray J. Wait a minute. Ain't that Brandy's brother? Yeah. Yes, it is. So, we'll see how this goes.
And oh man,
provide
shit show, bro.
Every episode.
Whole shit show.
I mean, really, you want to see Kim Kardashian as the first lady?
Look who the first lady is now.
Yeah, y'all mad at her. Hey,
who the first lady is now?
Look, I'm not hating.
Why can't we be bold?
Right.
I'm not hating. Look, that the Kardashian family. I'm not gonna lie.
Values.
I got a lot of bullet bourbon in me. Most of them can get it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just being honest.
I don't think anything should surprise us at this point. I don't think anything should surprise
him on bullet or with politics.
I mean, a mom,
politics,
because she's running the whole thing. She could definitely get it. You know what I mean?
There you go. Wear a mask.
Man. 6 feet apart, bro.
Take my pillow sitting. You know what I mean? It should be 9 inches apart. Anyway, let's go.
6 feet apart means just bring another sister. My feet, her feet, and her sister. That's 6 feet. All apart.
I'm just okay. So, speaking of the Kardashians, the NBA is.
Wow.
Cares.
Oh my god! It is extremely valid right there.
Transition.
Right.
The NBA is about to start up in the end of this month, towards the end of this month, and are we excited about the NBA starting up?
There's been speculation that might not happen.
Wait, what?
I've read speculations that it's still they're still on the fence about it because the numbers are increasing. Around the NBA, the numbers are increasing.
Okay. So look, as of right now, it's still scheduled to go because I didn't hear that just yet.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm for one I'm on the fence about it. Like, take care of your health, your family, and all that stuff. I mean, I know we're starved for entertainment, and we're starved for.
That's why we have this podcast, though.
Yeah, there you go.
We're here for you and your I would need.
Exact. There you go. So I know that we are starved for, like something different. It's getting tough out there. It's getting tough. We're watching Korean baseball, and we're excited about Hamilton being streamed on Disney Plus. Yes, finally. Oh, I've been waiting for it. I heard it's a good show. I'm not, no joke about Hamilton. But anyway, it's just, you're going to go to this bubble in Orlando, and what is it to gain? My team, my basketball team was doing pretty good before the shutdown, looking like they might have done something. But if they win the championship with this, and then during this season or whatever they calling this, I still think that it's going to have an asterisk next to it.
Oh yeah,
This could quite possibly be the most difficult title to win, though, considering the conditions. So the asterisk might not necessarily be a bad thing. I'm not really looking forward to it because I don't have cable. So I'm not going to be watching the games anyway. I'll be listening to it on, or the results and commentary on Skip and Shannon and Undisputed. So for me,
Wi-Fi?
I can go to the dark web, but, not on the television.
YouTube,
One of those Fire Sticks, man.
YouTube TV just got Jersey Shore. I'm excited.
I don't have cable either.
Yeah, I don't have cable. I got YouTube TV. There's got Wi-Fi and YouTube TV, and I keep saying their name. They better give me some money. Anyway, you're right. It's one of those things where do we really need this? Do we really need to? Baseball, hockey, and football. The people that need it the most are the TV, the networks,
and the players, and their families. And I say that because even though it looks on the surface like many of them want to go to work, some of them have to go to work. There are some who can just sit, relax, and they can live on what they've earned. Others have, mortgage notes and car notes and my mama's house notes and things like that where they would rather sit, but they need the other portion of that contract money to be paid out in order for them to sustain and get to the following year. And so, and for example, in my situation as an educator, this next 2 months, I can't claim unemployment, or so they say. So I'm going to have to find a job during this corona epidemic, pandemic, whatever you want to call it, in order to maintain the bills that I have in this house. Do I want to go out there in this and wear a mask and do those things? Absolutely not. But it's something that I may have to do. So from a smaller scale, I may have to enter into that realm. For them, it could be similar. They're just making more money, more problems with higher bills, et cetera, et cetera.
This is
People
true.
can make amazing money, but their overhead can be much more higher. So when you scale it down, they may make more money but be just as broke as you are. They might be check to check too, even though that check is bigger.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure, definitely.
Okay. So I was looking up something before the show, and let me kind of go through it. So I want to make sure I get it right. CBS Sports reported the players that opted out and the reasons why. And for the most part, we have, we got Victor Oladipo. He's not going to make it to the Orlando bubble. His reasons why, let's see, his injury history and he doesn't feel comfortable with the circumstances that's going on right now. Okay, that's fine. DeAndre Jordan from the Brooklyn Nets, who nobody cares about the Brooklyn Nets because both their stars are injured, so whatever.
Oh, that was your team. Go ahead.
No. My team is this guy next, Avery Bradley. Okay, so Avery Bradley, he is a part of the Los Angeles Lakers, and they since have replaced him with J.R. Smith, whatever.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, he's making a decision to do it because of health reasons, but he is going to be doing because he was with Kyrie for not going to Orlando and restarting the season for other reasons, and I'll get to that when Kyrie comes up. But he has a child who, you know, at a health risk, and he doesn't really want to, you know, affect that. And I understand that, and I can respect that. Davis Bertans, a forward for the Washington Wizards. I don't even know who this guy was, but he was having a career season. He just does not want to play because of the virus. He feels uncomfortable with, you know, what's going on, how things are done. Trevor Ariza for the Portland Trail Blazers. He has a custody situation with his child, so they're not able to come in. So he's going to sit it out because he wants to make sure that he can take care of his child. Cool. Willie Cauley-Stein for the Mavericks. He's deciding to sit it out because his partner is expecting. I don't know why they say it like that. Willie Cauley-Stein and his partner are reportedly expecting a newborn child in July.
The ambiguity is okay.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, and he also has the sickle cell trait. Okay, cool. Wilson Chandler, forward for the Brooklyn Nets, who has stepped in because Kevin Durant is out, obviously, and he decided that he didn't feel comfortable with going through. But so you got Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and DeAndre Jordan out. Why? They should just be done with the Nets. The Nets should not even go because that's all the players. But he doesn't want to go. Okay, Tavo Cephalosha for the Rockets. Cephalosha does. You know, he's out. Whatever.
These players make up a team. Don't whatever them. They are valuable to their team in the winning.
Rockets.
Even if you don't know.
Houston Rockets. And then we got Zaire Smith. Never heard of him. But he plays for the Philadelphia 76ers and whatever. And then we got Kyrie Irving. Injured, not in favor of playing anyway because he thought that it would distract from the Black Lives Matter movement that is currently going on in the world, in the United States. And I think that, and Avery Bradley was also, he thought that would be a distraction for what's going on. But I'm going to tell you, Bomani Jones from ESPN was saying, he was like, I'm an intelligent enough man to understand that just because basketball is starting doesn't mean that whatever was going on before is not over. We still need to work on that, and I can focus on two things at once It's not a big thing. You know what I mean? It's not going to be a distraction for me. And I agree with them. You know, Kyrie Irving is saying that's going to take away from the Black Lives Matter movement when the NBA comes back.
Did you hear what Kendrick Perkins had to say about that?
No. What did he say?
Kendrick Perkins went on a tirade on Twitter, basically saying, Kyrie, let's be honest. You know, when this whole thing started and we would have these conference calls, the beginning of that ordeal, you were totally with NBA starting back during COVID. But now, since you found out because you're injured that they're not going to allow you to be a part of the festivities, you want to shut it down for the rest of the NBA and the rest of the players. And then Kyrie made a statement saying he's willing to give up everything he owns for, Black Lives Matter. So Kendrick Perkins said, instead of making a threat, to give up I think we spoke about this. Instead of making that threat, give up everything you own, why don't you actually do it like the woman from the WNBA? I forget her name.
Maya Moore, yeah. Who just got somebody who's working to get someone out of prison.
Oh, yeah. Right, yeah.
So basically, he called Kyrie's bluff. Like, I'm calling your bluff. And I don't think you're, the right person to lead us because you contradicted yourself and you don't sound too sure of yourself. So he pretty much called Kyrie's bluff. Of course, he didn't respond. That was Kendrick's take on it. I didn't hear too many people chiming in to support or deny what Kendrick said. But, that's what he said.
So
Durant, they go back and forth. Durant had something to say about it in terms of calling him a sellout.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He did say that.
Wait, they call Kendrick Perkins a sellout?
Yeah,
Durant did.
He's media now, and he's not on the side of the players. So when you're a former player, you're supposed to back what the players want, and or otherwise not have an opinion. And to go against what the players are as a former player is, to them, is selling out the players. But when you use sell out in the African American community, it could be looked at as selling out your race. So
that's not
maybe
a good look.
You could have used a better term to describe it, because that term can be taken in a multitude of ways. And Kendrick was crying on television, or somebody was chopping onions, and there was a lot of stuff in the atmosphere that would promote allergies and red eyes, so to speak. It's just, to me, it's difficult based on the fact that what is your stance in this? I mean, you want people to get money. Players aren't united. They're divided at a time when they should be united. And some feel like we can do both. And some feel like, even Steven Jackson, who's been a leader in this since his friend Floyd was killed, saying that now's not the time to be playing basketball. But on the other hand, he's still doing his podcast with folks like Jamie Foxx and all of that on their podcast edition. So he's still, while out of the league, able to make money doing what he's doing, but he doesn't want those who are in the league to make money doing what they would be doing to play basketball. So even in that, it could be looked at as a contradiction. Like, you can still get yours, but we can't get ours. What are we going to do? Be on your show and get you money for it during these times? We can't make it ourselves.
Yeah.
It's very complex.
I mean, it is one of those things where we have like, I am for them starting the NBA season back up if all of the protocols are met. But if it's not going to be conducive to a health, I mean, like, where they are social distancing and following all of the restrictions and policies that we need to do to make sure that they're staying healthy, then there's no point. And really, to be honest with you, it's not the same. So it's really no point to me. And this is coming from someone whose team was likely to be getting to the finals or close to the finals. But it's no point at this right now at this juncture to start this season. It really doesn't matter. Just like with baseball, this might help baseball. I might watch it because you're only going to play 60 games as opposed to 162. Yeah, I might watch it and check it out because 162 games is too much. I don't care. Sorry, I don't. Major League Soccer. Okay, you want to play a little bit too? All right, might check it out. I don't know what hockey's doing. I mean, I know we have a team here, but I am a Los Angeles Kings fan, so the Golden Knights are second to the Kings, obviously. Anyway,
UFC.
Huh?
UFC still going on.
UFC, I never was a big fan of UFC. Never was a big fan of it, so that's just me.
Yeah.
I know I prefer boxing over UFC, and
It took the boxing shine.
but boxing to me is a little bit better. I don't you don't have to see men like half naked hugging each other for a good portion of a round. I mean seriously.
You like wrestling, but you WWE.
But I would watch professional wrestling because those are rest holds. They got to get back up and do other stuff. UFC, they don't have to. They can just sit there and hug each other for 5 minutes.
That's not a hug, bro.
I think the refs separate them.
Yeah, after he ejaculates. Anyway,
Wow. What the fuck?
I don't watch it enough to know these things are happening. But I will not take your word in these endeavors, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Wow.
Views of MMP.
I'm just
I'm gonna touch that one.
I'm just saying, like, look, UFC, if they're standing up, they're fighting, it's good, and people get choked out. But I've seen matches where they're just sitting there hugging each other, and the dude is in his face,
grappling,
in his front guard, but they're gin to gin, just hugging. Oh, I'm in my guard though. I'm blocking his punches, but your balls are touching each other's balls. I'm good. I don't need to see that. Sorry.
Marlon, you need to be more politically correct. And
I'm sure that happens in wrestling.
Right, you are sexualizing a contact sport, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Should I? Really?
Yes. And I am here to say that you need to stop that.
Really?
I don't see that when I watch.
Really, Mark?
Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that either. And but I hate to put you on the spot because you are always into something right now, but you're going too deep into something right now.
They going
Those
too
men
deep
are
into
making
something.
a living to feed their family. There's nothing sexual about being on top of someone and hitting them in the face, especially when we were kids and we wrestled in the basement. And I was preventing my brother from getting on me and trying to dangle his spit over my face while trying to attempt to do the same thing to him later on. And it was just we wrestling, we're playing.
Look.
Again, there's nothing sexual about this, in my opinion. I would encourage you to educate yourself in these matters because I would not want you to say something that might get this podcast blacklisted.
Let me tell you something. I don't get blacklisted. We're fine. So, but still, I do respect UFC fighters, but it's really, I've seen a lot where it's just dudes hugging, and I'm not cool with that. But whatever. I understand what you're saying, and that's not always the case. Of course, it's not. It's this is a podcast, and I try to inject some kind of levity.
You want to inject
some kind of levity in this when but anyway, I still be hugging and they doing too much. Anyway, I don't know. We are at a time where pivotal things are happening. You know, I'm not even talking about NASCAR and them finding a noose in the garage that turned out to be that it was been there for a while and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. None of that, you know.
We can get into that. We can get into that.
You know, it's just so.
It wasn't his fault.
Huh?
It wasn't his fault.
Wasn't his fault. I've been a NASCAR fan. I don't watch as of late, but when I look back at when I was out in Vegas, I went to a race. I went to some races at the Michigan Speedway as well, and it is quite the event. Although, you know, I was there, and I would venture to say that the tires, the asphalt, and a few workers there and I were the only things that were black around. And it could be an uncomfortable situation, but I was able to live in that moment and really enjoy it. I think it's unfortunate that they tried to Jesse Smollett him based on the fact that NASCAR found it. He didn't find it. And he talked about what they found, and folks said he made it up. Now, there are many different types of knots that you can make to close a garage door, and a noose as a knot is still a noose. And so of all of the doors in all of NASCAR, this was the only noose found that was used to close a door, and it was found in the garage that they just randomly gave him. So it makes it very difficult. I just say, look, it was something that happened. That news can be taken in different ways by different people from different cultures and different backgrounds. You get rid of it and you move on. But to say that he is making up things or he's making a mountain out of a molehill comes from a place of privilege and position where maybe you weren't the one who was on the receiving end of that noose. Mm-hmm. So that we're going to be very sensitive when we see those things. And oftentimes they are utilized around us to suggest a hanging. And so when we respond to it, you can't say, well, it's just a noose, because to us, it's not just a noose. And that's where we have to have people who are willing to be educated and look on the other side. And then we can't also overreact. Okay, this happened. Apparently it wasn't. But again, last year was okay, but this year is not. Well, why? But this is NASCAR. NASCAR still flies the Confederate flag, and they flew it for years after it was banned. So you have a Southern sport, a good old boys racing experience, and Confederate pride and all of that stuff that goes into it. And then you have folks who saying Bubba Wallace is mixed and his father is white, and he shouldn't even be on there. If you get rid of him, then the noose doesn't matter. It still matters. We're just not around. But that's, again, if a tree falls in the woods and no one is around, does it matter? Well, for us, yes, it does. Because if I go in those woods and I happen to be on that noose in a tree, there's a problem.
Yeah.
So if you go away, the problem goes away. But I'm here, and so it's a problem.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it too much because I didn't really watch. I never. Really,
it can be exciting. When I was into it, I was really into it. It had a coat and all of that. I had a coat before brother started wearing the coats. I was like, yeah, I got this dude. I'm like, oh, you got this racing's name? Who? No, it's just the Kellogg's. Oh, well. I still have a Valvoline Mark Martin jacket up in a closet in my house. My brother still has a Dale Earnhardt Intimidator #3 jacket in the house. I still have, and I put up in my office, Wendell Scott stuff. He was the first black man to ever win a NASCAR race. And what happened with him, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but he won the race by like a couple laps. And to win that race, you get a check, a trophy, and you get to kiss the beauty queen, who happened to be white. Well, of course, in those times, they were not allowing this black man to kiss the beauty queen. And after everyone left, they granted him the race, and he never did get the trophy. So his family's petitioning now so that he can get the trophy. So this is the only black man in history. And they made, I don't know if you are familiar with the movie Grease Lightning that starred Richard Pryor, but he played the role of Wendell Scott in that movie. Richard Petty was helpful with him, and they all know this is a guy who, they're giving him used motors, used tires. He's getting out, changing his own tires, working on his own engine during the races and all that stuff because he didn't have the sponsorship, but he had the skill set. So he's a pioneer in those, and there are so many more that I've just been learning about in terms of African Americans who are out here in these circuits, really trying to be embraced in it and show success. But it could be another Tiger Woods situation where we don't want that.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I have to check some more NASCAR out there. I like that. That's pretty cool.
That's dope. I never heard that before.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh, I provide.
So, okay, all right. So, I mean, before, because I wanted to get into where we pick our order for the hip hop tournament that we're going to do, but I did want to, something that's been coming up recently, and I just got an alert on my phone. The Washington Redskins, or the Washington professional football team is needing a new name for their team because the sponsors are now starting to pull away because they realize that in 2020, I don't know how long that team's been around, but
1931,
that team name is a racial slur. And
Same goes for the Cleveland Indians.
But they got rid of the mascot and the face. It's now just a big C.
Oh, okay. Social media has designated a name for the Washington Redskins.
What?
Washington Red Tails.
Terrible.
Based upon the fly. You've seen the movie, right? The Red Tail movie, which is based on African American pilots.
Not terrible. Do your research, Playboy.
Seen the movie, right?
I didn't, but I knew when I heard about it, I knew what they were referring to.
It's more than just a name. It's a meaning behind that name. And
well, I stand corrected. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and based upon the reason behind this change, people have voted on social media that this is something that they would love to see. Sure, if it's going to happen, that's what social media has designated. But that is interesting. Definitely interesting.
Look. Not knowing what that means and, being corrected, that is something significant to my culture. I don't want to be pandered to.
You don't want to be what?
I don't want to be pandered to. If you want to do it, do it. But obviously you didn't want to do it, so fuck it. I mean, I'm just being real. You know what I mean?
You look, Washington, D.C. is still heavily populated with African Americans. And a lot of the fans are, held to the Redskins, HTTR folks. And the Red Tails is a name amongst many that it could be called. I don't feel like it's pandering. I mean, I think that some of these movements that didn't get enough notoriety would benefit from that notoriety and people checking into the history.
It's a staple in history. It'll definitely be something that
positive one. You ain't gonna be like, no, you can't. Not later on. No,
Yeah. Okay. All right. So,
unpack your pandering comment.
I'm not unpacking it. I'm leaving it as it is. I apologize for not knowing about the Red Tails, but I don't want to be pandered to. Anyway, so
they're not offering
now.
Watermelon chicken for every ticket holder.
This is MMB's. This is MMB's opinion, not for all of the Always Into Something cast. I understand that, and I respect that, and they respect it too. So,
What would you like to see happen?
I really don't care. The Washington fuck ups.
Wow, come on, man. You got to have
I really,
You know what? So here's the situation. If they call him the Washington Oxman, would that be pandering, or would you be like, oh yeah, yeah? Let's make this
I would love that.
trademark.
I would love that, but yeah. It's one of those things where you got to find something that works. Like they got the monuments and the capitals and all kind of stuff that I didn't really think about because I don't really know too much about Washington D.C. But right now, fuck ups. I'm sorry. That's just how it is.
President, because the mayor of the city, which they want to turn into a state, has made 1,600 Black Lives Matter Plaza. She has taken numerous stances to show that you are a president who lives in my city.
Okay, so it is based off of the current administration. I am not a fan of the current administration, and I am growing weary day by day about what's going to happen in this election, that he's going to win again. I do not want that. I'm going to make it be known. I'm going to let it be known. We cannot survive another 4 years of an idiot in office. I'm sorry.
Who is we? And
What's the alternative? What's the alternative?
Who is we that is not going to survive? Or is it because certain elements of we won't survive, which could jeopardize all of us? Because in this country, we've been surviving for over 400 years. So, again, we're going to make it through. The question of those who are uncomfortable, are they going to make it even more uncomfortable for us in this? Because we still find a way.
Yeah.
Biggie, black and ugly as ever, he still found a way.
We shall overcome. You know what I mean? But, look, it's one of those things, man. I'm not, and I converse with a diverse group of people every Friday, and we talk about it, and it's just this administration and this current trajectory that it's on, it's going to not be beneficial for any one of us, but the certain select that current administration likes.
So when you mention, I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm gonna cut your wisdom.
No, that's fine. But and it might be a couple of the people that might have the same skin tone as us, but not willing to share the benefits, or going to use it to help the remaining group or us as a whole to prosper. It's just helping themselves.
So when I look at your word pandering for the Washington Redskins,
go ahead.
I don't agree with it, but I can show you pandering. Pandering is week one before every NFL game. They want to do the Black National Anthem, lift every voice, and sing.
Oh no!
That's pandering.
No.
And it's pandering to the point where it's going to alienate the fan base, and it's not something that I believe the African American or Black community is asking for.
Nobody asked for that.
Lift every voice and sing. I know of the song, but I don't have it memorized down pat. And I'm wondering, who are they going to get to be able to sing it who knows all the words? And when they have the sign language translator and that person doesn't know, are they going to be able to do sign language to translate the mumbles of the in order to get that through to people who don't understand what the person is singing because the person doesn't know the words? So when you put that out there, like, we just gonna hit you up with a little lift every voice and sing like it's the fight of the bumblebee, I just can't see it. Like, stick to what you've been doing and don't cater to this particular group with that song when we're looking for positions in ownership and coaching, et cetera, guaranteed contracts. That song playing, yeah, okay, thanks, but I didn't ask for that. You know, that's throwing something in my bag that doesn't fit me. Oh, yeah, we're going to give you this extra small T-shirt. What am I going to do with this? There's nothing I can do with extra small. Just like playing that song is not going to make me, and it's going to alienate so many folks that those who do pay a tremendous amount of money for season tickets or things like that, I'd be like, no, I'm not watching it. Like, the NFL took a hit when folks of the black community stopped watching because of what was done to Kaepernick. Imagine the type of hit they're going to take when those who provide the most of their financial revenue decide we're not watching it because they're going to play Lift Every Voice and Sing. You already got Black Lives Matter. Now, you know, we have Juneteenth versus the 4th of you want to cancel out the 4th of July because you're celebrating Juneteenth, et cetera, et cetera. Now you have another. It's tough enough in NBA games when you go to Toronto or when they were in Vancouver, they play the Canadian national anthem. And folks were sitting through that like, let's get on with the show. Now it's going to be the Black national anthem? Oh, that's pandering.
Yeah, they're going to alienate a lot of cats themselves, as I say.
Yeah.
But
I didn't want that at all.
Yeah, you know,
on your playlist. That's how you start your mornings. Lift every bullet glass and sing. I like that.
Yeah. A lot of people have been voicing their opinions on like the changes online, as far as like, you know, people starting to feel like we're being pacified, and they're not really giving us what we want. They're taking our focus off the George Floyd case. The cops are being released. They're Breonna Taylor. You know, these things that are happening are great, but you don't want to lose track of what the real focus is and how that progress is taking place. So, you know, what's going on is not exactly what we really want. It's great and we appreciate it, but it's not what we really want. It's not what we came for. We want change, you know what I mean? As far as, you know, supremacy, justice system, Senate, we want our voices to be heard. And we want those people that are guilty to be handled justly as they would handle one of us. We appreciate the statues coming down, the name changes, even people stepping down from their positions at work, like on the set of The Simpsons and the Cleveland show. Didn't really ask for that. But, you know, we understand and we appreciate the gesture. The Adidas, one of the chairmen from Adidas stepped down after making a blatant comment about racism. Not understanding why these people in high positions that are losing their job based on their opinions and keep their opinions to themselves if they know it's not going to be a favorable one. I believe that they're very passionate about hate. That's why they can't keep it to themselves.
But we often get asked, what should they do? And if we don't answer those questions, then they don't know. So they would assume, you know, that this is what I think people might want. And it's not always necessarily what we want. And that's why we have to be very vocal about it so that those desires or needs can be met. When you look at Elijah McClain, there were cops arrested. He was the 20-some-year-old fellow playing violins for animals and, you know, wouldn't kill a fly, who was choked out and given drugs and ended up dying in, I think it was Aurora, California. And when they had a violin gathering for him at a park, the police came through and broke that up with tear gas, et cetera, et cetera. Now, cops who mimicked what happened to him were fired for the pictures that they put online, and the guy who, you know, was part of it laughed, and so they were reprimanded. But the people who were involved in that act have not been charged. So you'll fire someone who mimics what happened, but you don't fire or arrest the people who actually did it. That's where we have major problems. Is that you're almost making imitating that is wrong, but doing it gets swept under the rug.
Yeah.
Definitely a broken system, man.
It's
a lot of misunderstandings.
it's always been a broken system, man. I mean, that's not
It's never been broken. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do.
that nice. Yeah. And you think,
if it was
think
broken,
about it. You got to think about that. Yeah.
If it was honestly broken, in all honesty, if that's how they felt that it was broken, they would make changes.
You're right.
Actions say a lot. Non-actions say even more.
So
gotta keep our eye on the prize and keep fighting and keep our dollars. Keep our dollars in our community. I've been following a page online that has been promoting for over 2 months. We do a blackout as far as July 7th, few other days in July, as long as we can, where either don't spend any money as a black community at all, or we just keep all of our dollars black for at least that one day. And this is something that us as a community online has agreed to, and it's tons of us on this page all over the country that chime in on this page and put their 2 cents in about this movement. And this is hopefully going to be the beginning of something. But I guess you got to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. And it's really important because as I get older and I start to see things for what they really are, because I'm become more aware of what's going on, and I educate myself on different things, and it is important because you understand your history in the past and what it was before, and you try to move forward what it could be in the future and what it needs to be. And I think that, like we talked about in our last episode, is, there's a lot of talk that's been going on, and I want that to continue, and I don't want, and in all honesty, I don't think that for most people that bringing back sports is going to take away from it. It all depends on what and how we respond as a people. I still think that it's important that we understand and know that this is a platform that we've been given. We need to make sure that we capitalize on it and move forward in a positive direction as a whole. All races, creeds, whatever, however you want to put it. We need to move forward as a nation to get better at this, because we've definitely been losing.
So I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
I sent this in a group text. This yesterday, day before yesterday. I was securing food in the house for the young fellas, and at a Burger King, went through the drive-thru, and the Burger King is also connected to a gas station. So after getting the food, I was going to the gas station parking lot to get to the street, and I saw a white man standing at his car, and I saw a black man approaching him as if, hey, you lost your wallet, here are your keys. I mean, he was walking in a rush pace. It wasn't casual. It wasn't, hey, man, what's going on? It was, I need to get to you to give you something. And the something that he gave him was a 6-foot knuckle sandwich. And he hit that man as if he was called the N-word. Now, I felt sorry for the man because I didn't know why he was hit. But that punch had N-word written on the knuckles. And so I just continued to, it's not my situation, not my problem. The black guy was walking back toward the gas station. The white man drove off. We ended up behind him because he ran a red light. I mean, had to be somewhat distraught or might have had a concussion, because I'm still surprised his head is attached. And we could look through his back window and see him addressing his situation in his rearview mirror. And so I ask you all, in those situations, what do you do? Because when you look at what happened in Auburn Hills, which is about an hour and 15 minutes away from me, there's a white woman who pulled a pistol out on some black folks over a bumping and not saying sorry and trying to back up, and someone slapping the back of their vehicle. So in my area, even right down the street from my house, things are becoming very volatile. And so what do we do in those situations? Do we approach that black male and say, hey, man, what's going on? Like, nah, man, there's a better way to do this. Or do we say, hey, he had it coming to him? Or, you know what? I'm not getting involved. I'm just going to mind my own business, go about my life. And then maybe I'll just see it on the news and hope that I'm not in the background in my car looking and driving off like, oh, bye. So any thoughts on that would definitely be appreciated.
Wait a minute. So
Can't hear.
So wait a minute. No, wait. So the dude has walked up and socked the dude in the face.
Oh, he served up a knuckle sandwich with all of the trimmings. It's like he was at Subway, like, give me everything. Extra. And punched that man in the head, something fierce. I felt sorry. Like, not knowing why he was hit, I felt sorry. Because if someone walked up to me and hit me like that, he melted into the car, and it was like, fill up on pump 5 to go, and that was it. And then he drove off. If that was me getting hit like that, and the guy's walking away in front of my vehicle, I would have driven my vehicle up into the bathroom to get him inside. We would have been flipping burgers, putting cheese on it inside of the gas station and store and Burger King. The way he hit him was like, whoa.
There would have definitely been a bloody fight. That happened to me. It would have been a bloody fight. I wouldn't care what I looked like after it was done, but he would have got...
That man drove away like, I don't want no more of that. I'm all set. Keep the change.
Yeah. I guess he got the right one. Well, it one of us. Probably would have went down a whole lot different.
I don't know. I would feel the same way. I would feel the same way. Like if somebody, you don't know the backstory, what happened or what was said, somebody just walked up and just J.O. Thunder punched somebody out of nowhere.
Hands of stone, Ronnie Garvin.
I mean,
it could have been that one coworker everybody has. Everybody has at least one coworker they want to punch.
It didn't seem like they knew each other. It looked more like we had an issue in line or something like that. And yeah, ooh, it was brutal.
Wow, he hit the right one.
So, I mean, I agree. I would agree with you. I would feel some kind of way because not knowing the backstory, to see somebody get slumped over, it's never a good look. It's never a good look. Did he happen to have flip flops on?
Look, you officer, I didn't see all of that. You were like, I can't recognize any person. I saw a black figure punching a white figure, and the white figure drove off in a mid-'90s Pontiac Firebird type vehicle, bright red. It could have matched the hat that I didn't see, but I don't know if he was helping him make gas pumps great again or gas prices great again. I don't know what it was, but it was a difficult situation to see. And I almost wanted to go back to the store like, what happened? But again, mind my own business.
I seen a video recently of a white guy in a store going on a rampage on this Mexican guy. And, the employees in the store, for whatever reason or another, when the tape started, he was already going off, and he was talking about he told the Mexican guy, he said, I will kill you. He basically threatened life. He was like yelling and screaming, like, you crazy motherfuckers, I'll kill all y'all. I'll kill all of y'all. I'll break in your house. I'll hide in your attic, and I'll wait all week and kill your whole fucking family. I've done it before. Crazy white guy. And they're just standing there like in disbelief. No one said anything. They just like kind of like blocked him off so he couldn't separate the two people. They eventually just, got the guy out of the store. I'm like, that's a hardcore threat right there.
Yeah.
It's a hardcore threat right there.
You gonna be up in my attic with all that fiberglass waiting on me, itching the entire time? Like, come on, man. You
really want your ass.
Yeah, I don't even want to go in my own attic, let alone have somebody in there waiting for me for a week.
I watched a documentary one time, one of those cold case documentaries where somebody wind up, dead, and they took them years to figure it out. After all them years, they figured out that he was killed by his neighbor, who realized that he could gain access into his apartment through the attic and other apartments, and he would go in these neighbors' homes through the attic when they weren't home and steal things. One time he got caught, and he wound up killing a guy, and it took him like many years to solve that crime. Easy. It made me think when I heard that guy say that. Oh, okay, what y'all do.
So some people just aren't going for the talk and the rhetoric, and people are on edge now. I've decided not to go certain places because I don't want to put myself in a position where I may behave out of character, or I might respond to something in a way that I wouldn't traditionally respond because my senses are heightened. So the best thing for me to do is to be like, I'm going to stay here because I'm not a go upside your head type person. Right. However, I can't guarantee anybody's safety other than my own right now. So I'm going to stay at the house. And again, that's not a threat to anyone. That's just saying, before I let someone get me off of my square to the point where, because I'm not in my 100% state of mind, I'm at 99%, that 1% could be something volatile that could change the path of my future and my family. And so I will select to not attend events or go to certain functions because I don't want to put myself in that position.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Operate the same way. We got guys out here, being hung and things of that sort in the valley and different areas, and they're trying to say it's suicide and things of that sort. So a lot of people out here are on edge. People are carrying their firearms. And people are taking their ass home, hanging out in the street. But of course, we still got a few people who are having events and still hanging out like there's nothing going on. There's a lot of crime right now. I think because people are in the house and they're probably in the house with people that they probably don't like or whatever. There's a lot of tension in the air, a lot of stress. And, of course, no one's working. The economy's down. So, of course, the crime rate's going to, go up. It'll be a good time to sit your ass in the house and chill out.
Exactly. Okay. So I wanted to do, because we talked about it on the last episode, and I know we kind of took a hiatus, but I wanted to do pick the number one, or pick the order of how we're going to do this hip hop draft that we talked about. So my thought is,
before we start, do we have, if No Shame is not here, we can do top 5 producers. Because I know No Shame has some, he's in the land of Zip Duda. And
nah, I'm here, man.
He's there.
Please.
Wow. So,
my son is running.
School operator just came through.
Around me.
No, I'm here, man. It's kind of like Keith Sweat on the radio right now.
That's all. He's just running circles on me and he just want attention, man. And it's
just time.
Yeah, when a kid want attention, I gotta apply it because a few years later he ain't gonna be feeling what I gotta say to him.
What is he?
5.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, he's at that age.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to wreck him and make him like me, even though he is, but he has a choice. He don't want to live his life. But I'm here though.
All right.
I am here.
All right. So one Well, I'm gonna ask you guys to pick a number from 1 to 10, and this is for. Well, I guess we're all gonna pick from 1 to 10, and I'm gonna pick. I have an app where I can just randomly select a number.
Florida the selection, bro. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So.
We don't have no video where we can see you with the number. I don't know if I trust you like that.
And it's fine. I could put myself on
Trying to
video
get
if you want to
first
see
with the
me.
numbers.
Yeah, I'm on video where you can see me and the number. Okay.
Oh,
so
okay.
So
show him some respect.
So here we go. Who wants to? This is for the first pick. And let me get something to write down because I need to make sure I got the
Get you a crayon or some lip liner or something like that.
I got me. I don't have lip liner.
I
ran out. Anyway.
I might left it at the cut. That boy put on his glass. Oh,
Gotta see.
All
Spectacles.
right.
To do his taxes.
So,
Gotta do all that.
damn stigmatism.
Gotta see the
All
vagina.
right.
Gotta see it. Gotta see the
MNB.
vagina.
Okay. All
Write
right.
your name first. Oh wow.
So, you guys pick a number from 1 to 10.
3.
What'd you just say?
3.
3. Okay. Next.
Excuse me, sir. Can I interject?
Go
Can
ahead.
you see vagina with those spectacles?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Carry on.
They got night vision.
What is it? What?
Are those transition lenses?
Are they fog proof? Fog proof.
No, I got to wear a mask so they get steamed up. But no shame.
The
What's your
nose,
number?
so you can disguise yourself. Little nose, a little mustache.
No shame. What's your number?
Let me get let me get number 7, man. God's number.
7. Okay.
Yeah.
Parks.
Oh, now you godly. Yeah, I wanted 3, and my next was 7. So,
Dang.
let me go with Price is Right. $1.
1. Okay. And I'm going to go with 2 because somebody picked 7 and that's what it is. Okay. So we're going to I'm going to shake the app and it's going to randomly pick a number. And you guys can see, boom, 7.
7.
So,
Buck said amen.
so Rory, you got the first pick.
Okay.
You talking about No Shame?
No shame got the yes, my bad. No shame got the first pick.
Yeah,
All
he
right.
does it all the time. I don't be tripping. It's cool.
Yeah, you called me by my name today earlier. Anyway, so okay, no shame is out. Okay, so now it's just between us 3 who's going to be going next. So, Parks, what number you want?
We're going to go with 1 again, man.
Wanna go
No
with 1.
quitter.
Okay,
We don't back down.
Ahmad.
Go with 8.
Okay, and I'm going to go with 7. How's that going to work? If you go over, I guess if you go over, then you can't. But the closest person to it without going over. Okay. We'll do that. All right. So, shaking it.
3.
And the closest person to that is Parks. So, you got the number 2 pick. So now it's just Ahmad and I.
And Biggie was the greatest.
All right. Damn it.
That was the one I picked, Biggie.
Damn it. All right.
If you don't know,
All right. So what do you want to go with this round?
Y'all might as well do heads or tails.
Go with 2. Fuck it.
Okay. And I'm going to go with 7. All right.
She go with 6. So even distribution of numbers.
All right. So here we go. 10. Yeah. All right. So I got number 3, and then you got number 4.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, there's still Nas's out there in the world that you can pick if that's what you want.
There we go. All right. Cool beans. And so now,
Either way.
so now we got an idea of what we got. So we got No Shame, number 1, picking number 1. Parks picking number 2. I'm picking number 3, number 4. And then we're going to do our brackets, and boom. And then we're going to determine who goes against who after that. All right. I like it.
We should do 1 and 4, 2 and 3. But hey,
I mean, you know what? It all depends on. I want to do it that way because it's simpler and it's easier, but it all depends on the talent roster that we pick.
Now we adjusted, baby.
Now I got to see. You got to adjust for but we'll see. We'll see. That's to be determined. Okay, so next episode we'll get into that, and we'll kind of get that a little bit that tournament squared away. They get the picks in, and all right, so we'll be ready to go. Now, anyone? I'll turn that camera off. I'm tired of you guys looking at me.
I'm tired of looking at you.
You know what I'm saying? I know. You just need.
I wasn't looking.
Good answer.
Looking at the
number 1.
But anyway, so with that being said, any final thoughts with what was said today, and the person that we heard from the least? No Shame.
Man, it's like that sometimes, man. I was listening, and he just kept coming in. I already knew what time it was when he came in at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, and then I muted. Yeah. See, he's coming in right now. It's just one of those days. And he got on the mic, and he was yelling all on the mic. I had muted it already because I already knew what time it was.
Got a young MC on your hands. If you want it, baby, you gotta bust it off.
I give it to you. Hey, dude, come on, dude. I'll give it to you in a little bit.
Hi.
All right.
There you go.
Oh, we got a guest.
There we go.
Who's in charge?
Yeah. Young No Shame.
No Shame Junior.
There we go. Love it.
That's up.
It goes to show that fatherhood don't stop. But I would encourage 9:00 bedtimes for those of you who have children who are young. You want to get them on a schedule, a regimen. You want to look at the signs when they're rubbing their eyes. You want to have bedtime stories because they will interrupt everything in life after 8:00, 9:00. Trust and believe.
Exactly.
Children that you love are the biggest haters for your advancement, and they potentially limit other siblings.
So, with that, what Parks? What you got? Anything?
In terms of what we talked about earlier, it's been a unique week for me. When I saw that lady point that gun at those folks, it reminded me of a cop when I was 16 who approached as a female and pointed a gun at my head when I had my hands in the passenger seat on the dashboard and said, "I can't see your hands." And for me, it's like, this is dashboard. They belong there. There's almost, for black folks, some dashboards come with hand placement features to put them there, and that wasn't enough. So I had to sprawl my arms outside of the car door so that she could see, elbows and pythons and all. And she never took the pistol off of my head during the entire traffic. In dealing with certain folks this week, I had some who did not want to hear things, and some folks who had their own problems and asked for education. And although we didn't necessarily see eye to eye, I felt better about sharing with them because they sought to be enlightened, even if they couldn't understand the point of view of the black folks who was sharing it with them. So, and then, hey, we did beef ribs for yesterday, but we celebrated something else, our independence and come on that day. Meanwhile, the neighbors, I don't know what went on in y'all area, but my neighborhood, my subdivision, these mugs was letting loose. You would have thought we were in a war zone the way they were decorating the sky with fireworks.
Yeah, people lost their minds last night.
Yeah.
I just wish I made more beef ribs because those mugs were tasty.
They sound good, man.
There you go. That's up. I couldn't enjoy that, but it's fine.
You got chicken ribs.
What's going on? What's any final thoughts? What we got?
Most of the time I'm just making sure everyone's staying focused and everyone's out there taking good care of themselves, but being conscious of what we got going on right now. People are, getting a little bit smarter. Just tell everybody out there, all the listeners, keep yourselves healthy, work on that immune system, keep the fight going. Don't let the foot off the gas. And that's pretty much all I have right now. Be tuning in weekly, giving updates and our opinions on things. So as of now, I'm signing off.
Oh yeah, but don't forget your Twitter to let people know they can contact us.
You can follow me at No Sci-Fi on Twitter. NoSYFY.
There you go. On
Twitter, and for updates and topics. But as of now, I'm the guy signing off, fully influencing the God in us all. One love.
There we go. And
there you go. Damn.
And of course,
one love to my real OGs, and I'm out.
And you know what I mean. And you can follow me at MNB72 on Twitter. At 72 Entertainment Group or ENT Group as well on Twitter. Hit me up on both, and you want to share your opinion about a topic or whatever, and we could maybe we could discuss it and go from there. But until then,
wait, are we finished? Because you had my mouth all ready for some selections, and now all of a sudden people signing off like this is over.
No, it's over.
I want to what?
Oh, it's over.
Rugged Ronnie Garbage stomp.
Oh, damn it. That's devastating.
Dog, he dirty. Hey, that stomp is dirty, homie.
It's devastating.
It's devastating. You got to stay there for the whole 5-toe stomp.
Ankle,
shin, lower back, lower lumbar, all that.
Man is laying there like an operation game on the mat, getting pummeled.
And you just stomping every appendage. And it's awesome. So yes, definitely. All right, you got your rugged Ronnie Garvin stomp in. And so I'm gonna sign off, and I was, my usual Oxman stand up, and the marathon continues. And we are out. We will catch you next week. All right, latest.
Hopefully, recording.
Y'all tricked me. I thought we was about to get into the whole draft, man. I was ready to go. I was trying to get No Shame to pick Biggie. I was trying to tell Marty God, hey, Nas will be there for you in fourth because I got my person. And Marlon, go ahead and take Jay-Z at third if you want to. But ready to go.
I feel like it's enough.
Take KRS-One.
Hip hop to go around. Enough good hip hop to go around.
All right, now we out.